Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the championship event for the 2026 IACT Winter Warm Up Series. I am Nick Mumley, and alongside me in our virtual broadcast booth for the final time this season, my good friend Michael Stridesberg. Michael, it's all come down to this: four races in the books, one more to go, and it's the richest and most prestigious race of the season, the $250 to win GossCars.com Doug Hoar Memorial 146.
Indeed, a great way to cap the 2026 GossCars.com IACT racing season. Someone's going to go home with a bag full of money tonight, and one other person, or maybe the same person, will go home as the champion of the season, qualifying just about ready to get underway.
Absolutely. Let's take a look through the starting field for tonight's first heat race. And on the pole for heat race number one is going to be the spotter for Gabe Brown in on the Milton Cat American Canadian Tour. It's going to be David Weir in the 47. Flanked to his outside is going to be Tony Quadros in car 23. Rolling off
Gary
from
Eldred
the
back in action this week is going to sit on the inside of row two in the '08 machine. Alongside of him, the former White Mountain Flying Tiger competitor and current Legends guy, Frankie Sweeney in car number 82.
Ryan Kuhn, the defending champion of IACT, will roll off from fifth, and to his outside, the Tropical Storm in the SD Ireland Ford Mustang, the 18 Vermont. It's Caden Fisher.
We've got a double dose of Eldreds in this one. Bob Eldred, the chromed out number 13, is going to start in the number 7 spot. And riding shotgun on the field as they stand right now, the 56 of Matt Pepin. And we've already got a development here. Casey Beatty, the pole sitter, was the point leader, I should say, scheduled to go shotgun in this heat. I'm not seeing him on the grid, though, at this time as we're getting ready to go
He
green.
is,
Now I see him catching up at the rear of the field. Crisis
he is
averted for the
rolling.
point leader.
Yeah, Casey Bianchi rolling up. He comes into the day with a 30-plus point advantage, looking to become the first two-time champion of the IACT Winter Warm-Up Series. 10 laps is the distance for heat number one. It's going to be Weir and Quadros leading us to green. Pace car dives down pit road coming off of turn four. They're coming to green for the first heat race of the night.
First of three 10-lap heat races to set the field for the Doug Hoar Memorial 146. They are under green, and it's Quadros in the 23 getting the jump off the outside. Weir settles in the line second, but there's still door handle to door handle as Sweeney kisses the wall off of turn two.
Casey Beatty touched the wall as well off of turn number two as he slid by Pepin. Now problems for Sweeney. He's up the racetrack. He's going to keep it straight. Race will stay green, but Frankie Sweeney is going to drop all the way back to the final spot on the grid as we see some movers and shakers here in the opening laps. Drivers trying to make their way in. There's points on the line, and there's also your starting position on the line here in Heat 1.
Indeed, Nick. 10 points to the winner, 8 points for second, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So your point leader, Casey Beatty, takes the fifth spot as Gary Eldred pounds the concrete in the '08 machine. Beatty up to the fifth spot. That would unofficially give him 4 points, but he wants more and knows he needs every point he can all over the back bumper of the 13 Bob Eldred for the fourth spot.
Pass for second just completed by Ryan Kuhn in the RKM Setup Shop 72. Kuhn, who crashed out of last week's race and saw his hopes of winning a second straight championship in IACT fly out the window with a terrible crash last week. He is up to second in the heat race, while Casey Beatty continues to put pressure on from fifth. He now jumps to the outside of Bob Eldred in the 13.
As he does so, Eldred dives to the inside of Dave Weir in the 47. It's a three-car battle for that third spot. As we get halfway here in heat number one, Eldred gets it done in the low groove. Beatty will try and get the toe from him into the fourth spot. Weir, in top 10 point driver, trying to hang on to that outside groove. Oh, and they bang doors off of four.
Side-by-side fight for P4. Beatty on the inside. David Weir on the outside. No contest. Beatty's going to take the spot. Can't clear him, though. He'll dive into turn three and finish off the pass for the 4th position. Now sets his sights to the candy apple red number 13 of Bob Eldred, who runs in 3rd.
And as he does that, Nick, keep an eye on your top 2. Ryan Q in the 72 has run down your leader, Tony Quadros, in the 23. They are coming to 2 laps to go at the line. Going to be 2 to go in heat number 1. The race for the pole. And the Goss Chevrolet Doug Hoar Memorial 146. Kuhn going to try and steal it here, looking over the 23.
Tony Quadros trying to hold off Ryan Kuhn. Kuhn within a car length, dives low into turn 3. They'll come off turn 4 and find the white flag waiting for him. Tony Quadros with the lead by a car length and a half, maybe 2 car lengths now as they head back for 1.
Ryan Kuhn still has an outside chance to win the title, especially if he could pick up these 2 points here. Looks to the inside in turn number 3, but he is going to run out of time. Coming to the checkered flag, Tony Quadros is going to win heat number 1. For the Doug Hoar Memorial 146, Ryan Kuhn comes home second. Then Bob Eldrin, Casey Beatty, and the Tropical Storm rounding out your top 5 in this one.
David Weir 6th, Matt Pepin was 7th, Gary Eldred 8th, and Frankie Sweeney will finish 9th. Now it's on to our second of 3 qualifying heat races, 10 laps the distance. Michael, let's meet the starting lineup.
Indeed, we shall. On the pole in this one, he's going to be running a Doug Hoar number 46 throwback, normally in the number 32, but running the white and red number 46 tonight. That is Eric Steele. Horse Dog Racing going to go on the point. Alongside, out of Lincoln, New Hampshire, is going to be J.J. Goodboo in the car number 92.
Rolling out third, the Flying Tiger competitor at Thunder Road. That's Ty Delphia in the 13D. To his outside, the Street Stock Mini Milk Bowl victor in 2025, Jacob Roy in the 11 will roll off 4th.
Then we have last week's winner and the number 3 point man coming into tonight. The white 46, that is Justin Prescott. And alongside him, the number 2 point man, car number 49, Jake Grout, going to roll off from 6th.
And starting 7th tonight is going to be the driver who's led more laps than anybody in the last 2 weeks and really all season long. Car number 17, Kyle Goodboo. Back-to-back second place finishes for the late model driver from White Mountain Motorsports Park, residing in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. And to his outside, rounding out the field, the 8-car field for heat number 2. And it's going to be former Flying Tiger driver turned dirt ace over at Airborne Park Speedway, Brad Bushy in car 52 rounds out heat number 2.
One car not making the call, the 68 of Lucas Sidney, was scheduled to start 8th, but does not go on the grid for heat number 2. 10 laps to set more of the starting field. Green flag underway, and again, the outside getting the break as the 92 of Goodboo forges ahead, but back comes Steele on the inside.
3 cars into the wall off of turn number 2. That wall jumps up and bites you, and everybody learning that the hard way here through the first set of corners. It's going to be Steele coming away with the advantage. They're side by side behind him as Delphia surges into the number 2 position.
J.J. Goodboo had an initial run, but now holding on for dear life on the high side. The 46 Prescott, your number 3 point man, came into tonight 38 points behind Casey Beatty, but trying to make up some ground here. Wants the 3rd spot on the inside. Behind him, the 17 of Kyle Goodboo getting worked over by the number 2 point man, Jake Grout. Everybody scrambling early in this one.
Everybody trying to gain those spots and the points while they can. Oh, there's contact. Grout spinning off of turn number 4. Came down across the nose of the 11 of Jacob Roy as they came 3 wide off of turn 4. Caution flag waves for the number 2 point man. Not what Jake Grout wanted to see at all.
We'll take a look at the replay here, the SDK Gaming replay, to see exactly what happened here in that horse fight for 6th, 3rd on back, and just a little bit of a squeeze there, it looks like, between the 92 and the 11. I mean, Jake Grout came into tonight 31 points behind Casey Beatty. Knows he had to make something happen for the championship, and unfortunately got bit that time.
He sure did. More important, Michael, I want to know, what's a horse fight?
It's like a dog fight, but on a larger scale.
Oh.
I mean,
Ah, I
in a
think
lot of
people would.
these animated movies, Nick, the movement of the horses are actually based on dogs. So it's a very obscure reference, but I won't apologize for it.
I love it. It's something different, and it's great. I love it. All right, lights are out on our iRacing pace car. You can see to the inside is Eric Steele in the 46 with the nice Doug Hoar throwback scheme tonight. And to his outside is Ty Delphia. Delphia's had a couple of great runs in IACT this year, but hasn't quite found the podium just yet. Is tonight the night? It's the richest race of the year. There would be no better time. Pace car makes its way to pit road. It's going to be Steele and Delphia bringing us to the green flag.
Between Steele, Delphia, and Prescott in third, you got more white and red there, Nick, than you have on an American flag. But it's Delphia on the outside in the 13D. Again, the outside gets the initial jump, but the shorter way around as they go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Prescott on the inside.
Delphia slammed the outside wall from that outside starting position. It's been tough for drivers to find their lane on the outside groove. Inside, definitely the place you want to be. Justin Prescott surges to second past Kyle Goodboo. Delphia and Goodboo make contact down the back straightaway as Delphia tries to reinsert himself into the third position.
Delphia on the inside, Goodboo, last week's runner-up in the high groove. Goodboo doing his best to make it work and grab that third spot as the 46s are starting to pull away. The white and red 46 of Steele and then the all-white 46 of Prescott go 1-2 as we have 3 laps to go in this qualifying heat.
Delphia is still trying to work over Goodboo for third. For now, he'll settle back into the fourth position. Goodboo able to pedal the top side and make it work. JJ Goodboo settled into fifth. Jake Grout still back in sixth. This is going to be a big opportunity for Casey Beatty to gain some points towards the overall championship if Jake Grout cannot make up some positions here in the final handful of laps. Just 2 laps to go. Now really a lap and a half left in heat number 2.
But also an opportunity here, Nick, for Justin Prescott to narrow the gap a little bit. Unofficially with game 3 as they run, can he get 2 more? Steele and the other 46, though, holding a couple of car length lead, though, as they head down the back straightaway for the final time.
Prescott's going to give it one last charge into turn 3 and 4. But how fitting is this? The 2 Doug Hoar throwback cars are going to finish 1-2 in Heat 2. Eric Steele wins it. Justin Prescott comes home second in Heat 2 for the Doug Hoar Memorial.
Coming home third, the 17 of Kyle Goodboo, then Ty Delphia in the 4th spot. JJ Goodboo rounds out the top 5. Jake Grout only manages to get back to 6th after that early spin. And Nick, we'll get the updated points to everyone during the warm-up before the main event, but definitely a little bit of shuffling behind your leader, Casey Beatty, as we head into the third and final qualifying heat for the Goss Chevrolet Doug Hoar Memorial 146. Let's meet the starting field.
Final qualifying heat, 10 laps up on the board, and it's going to be Bert Duffy rolling off from the first position on the inside. The Bert Duffy excavation number 75 to his outside, taking an EOL penalty here, opting to the rear of the field will be the Greg Biffle throwback for Cooper Bouchard. And Nate Wenzel will roll off third, and Dylan Estrella from Seekonk, he'll start fourth.
Brock Rouse in the 70 rolls off from 5th. Then you've got the wild man, Aaron Maynard in the 07, scheduled to start 6th. The 9 of Jason Ricker and the 1 of Kyler Davis. Quick update on the 7. Cooper Bouchard was having some connection issues during the practice session. May have taken the end of line simply in case something happens again, although hopefully he's got everything sorted out here in time for qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. So Aaron Maynard's going to assume at the outside of the front row. Kyler Davis also in this heat. Got Jason Ricker and Dylan Estrella as well. So they will bring it down here. Pace car will come off. It's going to be Bert Duffy and Aaron Maynard bringing us to the green flag for the third and final heat.
Duffy on the inside, Maynard on the outside, and this time it's the inside breaking away with it as Bert Duffy in the 75. Maynard, though, with a nice move to secure the inside hole to second. The 03 of Wenzel, though, trying to punch the door back open again.
Wenzel trying to find a hole. He's got it. Nate Wenzel is going to go through to second. Maynard's going to fight on the outside. Can't make it happen. He'll settle into third. Davis behind him, as well as Brock Rouse. Rouse, who's had a couple of consecutive strong runs on IACT, is right up there in the mix here in fifth as Davis swaps with Maynard. He's going to jump to the inside and go for the third position as Nate Wenzel goes for the lead.
Davis all crossways on the front straightaway, gathers it up. They are 3 deep through 1 and 2. Kyler Davis, your number 5-point man, as Rouse bounces off the wall. Davis came into tonight, Nick, 50 points out of the lead. That's what they call a puncher's chance. And Davis taking his best swing right now, up to third and looking for more in the 1.
Tyler Davis going to need everything to go his way on this final night of the IACT season. He is up to third. Now takes a peek underneath Bert Duffy. Can he get the nose in off of turn 4? It's going to be tight. And he'll have to settle himself back into third while Wenzel runs away with the top spot.
Wenzel, a late entry in tonight, only made it in with a few minutes left in practice, but practice is overrated, Nick. Wenzel starting to pull away. Here comes Davis to the inside, trying to pick up the second spot and a couple more points in the standings. Bert Duffy giving it all he can with a 9 of Jason Ricker, another top 10 point driver, sees the hole open and says, "Don't mind if I do," on the inside.
Jason Ricker, another driver who's had a very quietly successful season of IACT racing. He moves up to third. Now him and Davis are going to try to go after Nate Wenzel for the race lead, but there's just 4 laps left in the third and final qualifying heat for the night. Time running short. Nate Wenzel putting himself in a great spot to roll off from P3 here later on tonight as Maynard now makes a move on Bert Duffy. He's trying to go for fourth.
Aaron Maynard, his first outing of the year, trying to make up for some lost time. He is on the comeback trail in the 07. Ducks to the low groove for fourth spot. Duffy with the pull. But back comes Maynard and Brock Rouse, your number 8-point man, looking for some real estate as they now have 2 laps to go in the third and final qualifier.
I'll tell you what, this thing is not over up at the front. Things are getting hot and heavy back there with Maynard, Duffy, and Rouse, but Kyler Davis is within a car length. He has pulled right to the back bumper of Nate Wenzel. Coming now to the white flag. Does Davis have anything else left in the tank? Can he make a charge for the win here in heat number 3?
Davis trying to charge for the win. Maynard trying to grab the fourth spot. We'll keep our camera on the leaders as they head into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Davis with one last bid, but it's going to be Nate Wenzel at the line taking your Heat 3 victory. Davis in second, and then Ricker across the line in third.
Then it will be Bert Duffy fourth, Aaron Maynard fifth, Brock Rouse sixth, Cooper Bouchard, Dylan Estrella round out the field from heat number 3. And now, Michael, it's time to take a look at our warm up, and we'll tell you about tonight's race and the sponsors for tonight's race. And we want to start off by talking about this very special event that we have here this evening, the Doug Hoar Memorial. This is the 3rd annual Doug Hoar Memorial, a race designed to honor the life and legacy of the great Doug Hoar, a tremendous ACT racer back in the 1990s. Obviously, the patriarch of the Hoare family that has gone on to create such a legacy, both past and present, at Thunder Road. And he passed away a few years ago, and we. It's a tremendous honor to get to honor the life of Doug every single year here at this Doug Hoare Memorial. It's our biggest race, most prestigious race to win. And this year we've made it our championship. $250 to win tonight, 146 laps to honor Doug's number 46 that he drove throughout his career. And we'll crown our champion as well tonight. It's a great night. It's a really special night of racing. You know, iRacing can be fun. It can be serious, however you want it to be. But it's so great when we can all come together and really honor the life of a great racer that has passed us by, and just so nice to get to do the Doug Hoare Memorial every year. And this is year number 3, and the first 2 have been great. Hope for a really good one here again tonight.
Couldn't agree more, Nick. And not just the Patriarch, but a pretty good Flying Tiger and late model racer in his own right. A many time winner at the Airborne Raceway. Won a segment of the Milk Bowl. He was the driver who kept his son Brian from a perfect score back in 1998 by winning segment number 3. And also, Nick, the patriarch for the Hoar family involvement in what was then Goss Dodge, it has now become GossCars.com, the next generation running that now. But Doug Hoar was really responsible for taking one of our great sponsors to the heights it has reached in the greater Burlington area and up in Champlain, New York.
Yeah, absolutely. GossCars.com. They've got the dealerships all over. I mean, you've got an opportunity. If you're looking for a car and you're going anywhere other than GossCars.com, then you really don't have an excuse because they have a little bit of everything, right? They got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Chevrolet. I mean, there's really not much that, in terms of quality cars, whether it's new or used, that you can find outside of gosscars.com. So if you are in the market for a newer used automobile, go check out gosscars.com, check out Goss Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and check out the Goss Chevrolet, who was a sponsor last week. They also have their dealership over there in Champlain. If you're in the market for a new Chevy, go check them out as well. And if you want to know their inventory, go to gosscars.com. And Michael, what do we always say?
Go, 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 Goss has got it.
Yes, they do.
That's the thing I missed most last week, Nick, bar none.
We thought about replicating it. I came close to singing on the IACT broadcast, but I ultimately decided that nothing I could belt out of my voice could ever compare to anything that you do, Michael. So uh, yes, super thankful to have gosscars.com and all the Goss family of dealerships on board throughout the season and especially tonight for the Doug Hoar Memorial. And finally, before we wrap up our warm up session here and get to our feature event of the Doug Hoar Memorial 146, we want to remind you that if you are on iRacing and you want to win races and race competitively week in and week out, the only place to get your premium setups is at the RKM Setup Shop. They provide all the setups for IACT that you see race every single week here throughout the wintertime. And also, they specialize in setups that are going to help you win official races as well. Ryan Cuny is one of the top rated iRacers in the world. He's a champion of this league in the past. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. He knows iRacing inside and out and does a tremendous job with his setups. They're worth every single penny. And if you want to be truly competitive in official races on iRacing, you want to have an RKM setup under the hood of your virtual automobile. So go check out RKM Setup Shop on Facebook and check out what they have for setup offerings today.
5 minute warm up session winding down for the GossCars.com Doug Hoar Memorial 146, Nick. And while we have the chance, going to quickly update you on the point standings following qualifying action. Casey Beatta, your point leader, now has 308 points. Jake Grout now 33 back with 275. Justin Prescott, 273 in third place. He's 35 back. Ryan Kuhn, 38 points behind Casey Beatta. Kyler Davis, your fifth place man, 47 back. Those are the 5 drivers who still mathematically have a shot under the feature point system, which is 75 points to the winner, 68 for second, 66 for third, and then a 2-point drop per position after that. So in addition to the fight for the $250 top prize and the prestige of winning the 3rd annual Doug Hoar Memorial 146, we'll be keeping an eye on that championship battle all night. In the meantime, though, Nick, let's meet the 26 car starting field for tonight's event.
26 cars on the grid for the $250 to win Doug Hoar Memorial 146. Starting on the pole from New Hampshire, it is Tony Quadros in car number 23 to his outside in the Doug Hoar throwback, one of a few that are donning the racetrack tonight. It's going to be Eric Steele, the street stock competitor at Thunder Road. In row 2, on the inside, is going to be the winner of heat race number 3. That's Nate Wenzel. And to his outside, the man behind RKM Setup Shop, and a 2-time winner on the IACT Winter Warm-Up Series in 2026. It's Ryan Kuhn.
Justin Prescott in the white 46, last week's winner, and your number 3 point man will roll off fifth alongside the number 5 point man Kyler Davis in car number 1. Bob Eldred, perennial contender on the IACT Winter Warm-Up Series, starts 7th in the 13, and then the 17 for Kyle Goodboe as we see Ryan Kuhn and Justin Prescott taking EOL's Prescott as the winner of last week's event.
Jason Ricker will roll off 9th in the number 9. To his outside, your championship leader looking to become a 2-time IACT champion here tonight. It's Casey Beatty in car 45. Starting on the inside of row number 6, it's going to be the Flying Tiger competitor from Thunder Road, Philadelphia. To his outside, Bert Duffy in car number 75.
The Tropical Storm, Caden Fisher in car number 18, scheduled to roll off 13th, and the 92 of JJ Goodboe. Then the Wild Man, Aaron Maynard in the 07, and the 47 for your number 10 point man, Dave Weir.
Jake Grout, Brock Rouse, Matt Pempin, Brad Bushy, Cooper Bouchard, Gary Eldred, Jacob Roy, Dylan Estrella, Frankie Sweeney, Lucas Sidney, and all the rest. We are racing in the Doug Hoar Memorial 146. The race is underway.
Also want to give a quick update, Nick. The 45 Casey Beatty as the point leader was given an EOL as well to start the race, so he will come out of the back in this one to try and become the first 2-time IACT Winter Warm-Up champion. At the front, though, is the 23 of Tony Quadros with the lead, side by side for second. 03 Wenzel, red and white 46 of Steele. It's Wenzel on the inside.
Wenzel takes the look underneath Steele.
Oh, we got trouble on the backstretch, Nick. Pepin's around and he collected Justin Prescott.
Matt Pepin involved in an accident here on lap 3, and the Doug Hoar throwback scheme for Justin Prescott is involved. Last week's winner in trouble on the opening lap of the race, and Pepin's going to go a lap down here. We're going to see Justin Prescott's just going to avoid it. Let's take a look at our GossCars.com iRacing replay to see what happened here on lap number 3.
Oh, Pepin looks like washes up the track off turn 2 like so many been doing on the outside, bounces off the 70 of Rouse on the inside wall, and nowhere to go for your number 3 point man. Pounds him on the left front. Some significant damage on that 46. I can tell you, Nick, that Justin Prescott is on pit road, and so is your point leader, Casey Beatty, with a stop and go here early on.
Yeah, Casey Beatty, Justin Prescott, both going down pit road. It's going to be a tough break for Justin Prescott on the opening couple of laps here as he is going to go. Oh, he might beat the pace car. We'll see. It's going to be a tight race off pit road as you see on your screen. Prescott is just going to just going to avoid going a lap down early here. That could be huge. We'll see how much of that damage he can get fixed. He might have to be on and off pit road all day. Ryan Kuhn is also on pit road here, Michael. I'm wondering if the 45 and the 72 here are stopping for gas.
Could be an interesting play, Nick, which gives us a quick opportunity to recap the format of this race. It is 146 laps or 100 minutes. Caution laps do count, although we do have a green-white checker, and each driver has one set of tires. So if they're stopping for gas early on, that tells me, Nick, that they could be thinking, though, about going the whole way without pitting for those tires, which could be an interesting strategy play to try and get from the back to the front.
It's very possible. And last week we saw the race very nearly go the entire distance without a number of drivers changing tires. If it wasn't for Kyle Goodboe actually running a tire so ragged that it blew and he came to a stop to bring out a caution, then we might have seen drivers make green flag pit stops last week at South Boston, which is a really tiny little bull ring of a racetrack. So anything can happen here. And I think the drivers, especially after last week, we had guys running out of gas. We had a guy blow a tire. We had tire issues with a long green flag run. I think that drivers are trying to cover their bases here early, especially for the 45 and the 72 while they don't have the track position.
Yeah, you're at the back anyway, so you literally had nothing to lose during that. So why not make absolutely sure? as we get ready to go back under green. In this one, it's going to be Tony Quadros in the 23, the 03 of Nate Wenzel leading them back to the green flag.
Quadros and Wenzel bring us to green. Races back on. Eric Steele in third. Kyler Davis is fourth. And a good jump for the 23 of Tony Quadros as the field heads for turn 1 and 2.
Behind him, they go wheel to wheel. The 03 of Wenzel almost had the 46 of Steele cleared, but Steele with a great run to turn 3 gets back underneath him. Behind him, the 17 of Goodboot takes over the number 4 spot. He's got the best seat in the house to this fight for second, and now he's going to insert himself into the picture on the low side.
Kyle Goodboot led hundreds of laps over the last 2 weeks at North Wilkesboro and South Boston, and was the dominant car of both races. Oh, big moments out back. Everybody keeps it straight. Casey Beatty nearly involved there. Everybody keeps it going, but Kyle Goodboot up to third already. He had great runs each of the last 2 weeks. Neither of them resulted in a win. He's had to settle for 2 second-place finishes in heartbreaking fashion. Tonight, he is going to be bound and determined to try to get the victory and get a little bit of a revenge against the IACT field in what is the biggest and most prestigious race on the calendar.
As he does that, Nick, we're looking at the 72 of Ryan Kuhn, slicing and dicing on your screen. Gets under the 07 of Maynard there. That is for the 16th spot. So Kuhn starting to work his way through the field. Beatty and the 46 of Prescott, though, still stuck out back in the early going.
And we are back up at the front of the field, about to get a battle for the top spot, I do believe. Eric Steele has pulled right to the back bumper of Tony Quadros, and Kyle Goodboot is not too far behind him. Bit of a 3-car breakaway for the top spot here. Quadros holds the lead for the time being, but Eric Steele is putting on a clinic behind him. Get closer and closer as he inches to the back bumper of car 23. He's going to come off of turn 2 and maybe try to make a move to the outside here. Quadros closes the door and Steele dives to the inside, looking to take over the top spot, coming around a complete lap number 14.
Eric Steele in the throwback, can't quite get it done that time. Tony Quadros holds on to the advantage. Both drivers, though, have opened up a few car links over your third place man, the 17 of Kyle Goodboot. Then it's a few more back to the 1 of Kyler Davis, who's trying to pull the Hail Mary in this championship fight. Looking good in the early going.
Yeah, good run early on for Davis. He looked good in the heat race. He's gotten around Nate Wenzel now into the top 4. Davis has been on the podium once in the first 4 races of the season, trying to get a couple of spots better here and take home his first victory of the season. It really hasn't been a great year for Kyler Davis, but he's persevered, gotten good results at the end of it, and here he is sitting with an opportunity to be in the championship hunt as this championship comes to a close.
Indeed, you never say never, and as a guy who won the Street Stock Championship last year at Thunder Road, he knows what it takes. So don't count him out, as unlikely as the odds may be. Also want to talk, Nick, quickly about your point leader, Casey Beatty, who is right now literally just riding in the back of the pack. Sitting in the 21st, 22nd spot, really has not made any sort of effort to get to the front. And Nick, I can't help but feel like that's the plan at this point in the race for Casey Beatty.
Well, we saw last week early in the race, the first handful
of
laps.
Trouble in front of him!
Caution flag is out. We see David Weir and Brock Rouse laying broadside around in front of the racetrack. They got to pick it up here or else they're going to go a lap down. Looks like Weir will get away, so will Rouse. Let's take a look at our...
and Jake Roy just turned Cooper Bouchard under caution, Nick, just for good measure.
Well, let's take a look at this first incident first on the GossCars.com iRacing replay. Let's see. Oh, just come together off of turn 2, and whoa! Brock Rouse couldn't find the reverse gear fast enough on that upper 70 machine, trying to get out of traffic.
Yeah,
then we'll
2 of your top 3 point drivers bearing down, but Prescott and Beatty both able to avoid it.
Yeah, we'll see what happened here. Cooper Bouchard went around as well. We'll see if we can get A replay on that. Yeah. That looks like the 47 just kind of came down across the nose of the 70. Great
It
job by
looks
Brock Rouse to get out of the way.
yeah, it looks maybe Nick what happened is the 47 looked like he was going to make a move to the '07, but thought he was clear but wasn't quite clear for that spot, but it ends up with a crash here early in this one.
Let's see here. Whoa.
And that's the second incident I was talking about.
Oh, and Beatty almost got involved in that too. What
And
in the world?
we have received word, Nick, from race control that Jacob Roy has been invited to take the rest of the event off for that little incident.
Yeah, as an iRacer, and I'm sure many iRacers can admit that they've done this a few times. That looked like Jacob Roy said, "Oh, a caution. Let me check my phone." And that,
Um,
folks, is why you never text and drive, even in the iRacing simulator.
Still very early in this one. We'll be completing lap 22 at the line under this caution flag. Then they are doubling up and getting ready to go back racing. Still the 23 of Tony Quadros and the 46 of Eric Steele at the front trying to steal the glory here in the GossCars.com Doug Hoar Memorial 146. Only a matter of time, though, before the Sharks begin to circle. You've got your number 7-point man, Jason Ricker, there in the 6th spot. The Tropical Storm in 7th. And, of course, the heavy hitters trying to work their way out of the back in this one, Nick, as we get ready to go back racing.
I see what you did there with the Eric Steele reference. Very nice. Here we go to the green flag. It is Quadros inside, Steele outside. We are back to racing, and keep an eye on that fight for third. Goodboo in the 17, Davis in the 1. How will they make their way up through the field?
Goodboo took a look to the inside of Steele there, but nothing doing, and Steele going to try for the lead one more time. The 46 on the inside, it's going to be Eric Steele leading at the stripe that time with Kyle Goodboo hot in his tire tracks.
Quadros cannot find the grip on the outside of the racetrack, and now Goodboo. He is down there looking to make a move for the lead. The multi-time feature winner at White Mountain last year, trying to get back to the spot where we've seen him so often over the last 2 weeks. But Steele fighting back on the top side, trying to lead some laps here in the Doug Hoar Memorial.
Steele able to hold on to it behind him. The 23 of Quadros seems to have stabilized in the high side as he is fending off the 1 of Kyler Davis. That's a fight for the third spot. 03 Wenzel waiting to see what happens, and Quadros able to hold that third spot. Next side by side behind him is the 18 of Fisher and the 13 of Eldred duking it out for the 7th spot.
Eldred and Fisher side by side. Fisher's going to get the advantage that time by maybe even a little bit of a wall contact from Bob Eldred in the Mind Warp 13. That's going to allow Jake Grout to make his way through in car 49. Grout's got a lot of ground to make up here in this championship chase, and he's got to do it quickly after not having a great run in the heat race. Got to get up to the front of the field and try to lead some laps and put that car on the podium today if he wants a shot at the championship.
Right now, he has gotten past the 13 of Eldred. Move Jake Grout up one more spot, running 8th as they go. Gonna have to gain a lot more than that to make a run on Casey Beatty, but it will certainly not be for lack of effort in the A.W. Clark machine as he sets his sights on Caden Fisher.
Yeah, Casey Beatty back in 17th position right now. Starting to make his way up through the field just a little bit, but not trying anything too crazy just yet. So you see him racing with Justin Prescott in front, Cooper Bouchard to the outside there. Beatty trying to stay cautiously aggressive here. Doesn't want to push it too hard. Wants to have that car there at the end of the race. Casey, I think he had the problem at the beginning of the race last week. It knocked the car kind of out of balance, and he was never really a factor in the race at South Boston last week in the Sobo shootout. He does not want that to happen again here. He's only got the 1 win of the year at Thompson early on in the season. He's in position to have a really good championship here, but I think that he is trying to set himself up to make a run in the last 50 laps of this thing. He wants to ride around, keep things going, but he wants to get a tire advantage and get himself up And I don't think just winning a championship tonight is enough for Casey Viatti. I think he wants that race win as well, because the race win pays a heck of a lot more than the overall championship does.
It is a calculated risk, of course, Nick. You don't want to use the car up. You don't want to take any unnecessary chances in working your way to the front. But you also don't want to spend any more time than you have to back in that hornet's nest where you could potentially get swept up in something not of your own doing. We saw that nearly happen once already, so Casey's got to find the balance there between being careful and getting towards the safest ground possible in that 45.
Yeah, and we got problems in front of him. Bert Duffy is around in the 75. We're staying green for now. Duffy will get the car rolling again. The leader's not too far behind, but far enough to where Duffy can get that thing going and drive away without us having to go under the yellow flag. Didn't quite see what happened to Bert there in the 75, but he did spin it up there in turn 3 and 4, and Beatti able to avoid it as well as the rest of the field here on lap number 37.
Seems like a good time, Nick, to take everyone through the field as we approach the 40 lap mark in the Doug Hoar Memorial. It is one of the Doug Hoar throwbacks, Eric Steele, the 46, starting to pull away a little bit from your second place man, the 17 of Kyle Goodboe. Tony Quadros hanging tough in that third spot, the 1 of Kyler Davis in fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is the 03 of Nate Wenzel.
In sixth right now, Jason Ricker in the 9. Can he work his way up as this race goes on? Caden Fisher, it's in 7th. You'd think that the tropical storm would like to be running up just a little bit farther up the running order right now, but he has settled himself in there nicely in P7. 8th place, we've talked about Jacob Grout in the 49. A good run tonight is necessary for the A.W. Clark Builders number 49. Grout trying to make his way up through the field, currently rides 8th. Bob Eldred is 9th in the Mind Warp 13. And Ty Delphia holding on to the final spot in the top 10 in the CDR Concrete number 13D.
But maybe not for long. Here comes Ryan Kuhn to the inside in the 72. He is into the top 10. Ryan Kuhn, your number 4 point man and 2-time winner, working his way towards the front, and he's bringing the wild man with him as he kicks up some smoke off of the outside wall.
Aaron Maynard rolling in position number 12. Justin Prescott is up to P13 as he gets around JJ Goodboe. And riding right behind him in 14th, you see Casey Beatti, who's continuing to make his way up through the field. Currently 14th on the racetrack. JJ Goodboe rounds out the top 15 in car number 92.
That is your top 15 in this event. Coming to 43 laps complete in this one. The most interesting action, Nick, I think right now is this 6-car train from 4th through 9th. Kyler Davis at the front of the pack. His Mind Warp teammate Bob Eldred at the rear of that pack. They've been shucking and jiving, duking around a little. Jason Ricker now going to try the inside, and Jake Grout has decided, well, couldn't make the inside work on Caden Fisher, so he swoops to the outside now in the 49.
And that is not going to work for Jake Grout as he goes way up to the 13th groove in car 49, and he has now lost contact with this group. He's going to slide back a little bit, all the way back to 9th position on the racetrack. He made the move there. You got to give him credit. He tried it. He wasn't content just riding around. He knows he's got to get up to the front. He's got to regroup now. He's got 100 laps to go to figure it out.
Indeed, Nick, but you also got to think about, it's not just about tonight, Nick. It's things that have happened in the season before now. I think right now for Jake Grout, back to North Wilkesboro 2 weeks ago when he was running 4th with less than 15 laps to go, ran out of gas, had to pit under green, end up of 11th. That cost him 14 points. And on a night where he came in 31 behind the leader, I bet you he'd be approaching this race a lot differently.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the story of every championship point season. The second place guy, the third place guy, fourth place guy, even the 10th place guy look back at that race that just got away from him and say, man, what could I have done different to keep that from happening. And well, what am I going to do with myself if that individual race costs me the championship? You know, it's part of racing. You're going to have bad nights, but you've got to mitigate the damage and limit the damages. Oh, we got contact. The 9 and the 18 get together. Bob Eldred's going to try to take advantage by splitting the difference. Eldred goes topside. Fisher's going to hold on to the spot right now. And getting the worst of that was Jason Ricker in the 9 car. He's going to lose a couple of spots.
I was just getting ready to say, Nick, that action was picking up ahead of him, and it certainly did. Jason Ricker getting the short end of the stick in the 9 machine, falls all the way back to the 9th position. Now he will try and regroup, but he's got Ryan Kuhn in the 72 bearing down on him now.
Yeah, Kuhn is trying to make his way up through the field currently.
Oh, trouble in front. Brown and Fisher get together, but everybody hangs on.
Wow, how about that? And Kuhn hits the brakes, and Ty Delphia is going to maybe sneak his way in there. Oh, he had to check up big time. Fisher chopped the nose off in the 18. Fisher's going to lose 2 or 3 spots from that transaction there down the back straightaway, as he's going to fall all the way back to 9th. Kuhn holding on to 10th, but it's given Delphia some new life there in the 13D, and everybody behind him, that swarm of drivers is starting to go. It's gone from like 4th on back to like 8th or 9th on back here. A lot of guys have really closed the gap because of a couple of incidents here over the last few laps between those 6th to 10th place drivers.
Yeah, Aaron Maynard, Justin Prescott, Casey Beatty all drawn into the mix. But Nick, don't look now. Things are heating back up at the front. Kyle Goodboe has drawn right up to the rear deck lid of your leader, Eric Steele. As the lap car drops to the bottom, Kyle Goodboe, with 54 laps complete, has decided it's time to put some hustle in it and try and take away the lead here at Nashville Fairgrounds.
Yeah, this is a bigger track than we've run the last 2 weeks with the dueling 200 lappers at South Boston and North Wilkesboro, but it's an equally long race, right? It's just less laps. So you've got to kind of not get sucked into the whole idea of, oh, it's only lap 56. I got plenty of time. We're under 100 laps to go in this race now. It's going to start picking up here. And Kyle Goodboe, the last 2 weeks, he's dominated the race from about this point on, and now he's getting a third opportunity here to go out and really take advantage, lead some laps, and put together a good run and finally get a victory. He's going to go after it here. But Eric Steele, I'll tell you what, that 46 car has been strong all night long. He hasn't run up front a ton this year in IACT, but you can tell this race means something to him. He has really put on a click up at the front. He is no sitting duck tonight, just driving the wheels off that thing and holding off Goodboe at this point.
He's one of the few drivers who seems to have figured out that outside line, has been able to consistently make it work, whether it's to make a pass or as a defensive line to hold off the competition. We noticed, Nick, that a lot of drivers were struggling to make the car grip off the corners and sliding out the outside, and I'm sure he's using that to his advantage and not letting them swing it out like they need to, and it works that time as he fends off Kyle Goodboe for the top spot.
Goodboe will have to regroup and try to go after him again here. The 17, he wants the lead. He wants to take over the top spot in this race, but Eric Steele is really freaking strong in that 46 car. He is holding them right off.
Indeed, he's looking like the guy whose paint scheme he's running. Doug Hoar would look like this a lot at Airborne throughout the 1990s, as you see Cooper Bouchard head to the pits on the inside. Eric Steele trying to do Doug Hoar proud and pick up a $250 check while he's at it, which would pay for a whole lot of iRacing laps over the next year.
Yeah, it sure would. But back to the inside comes Goodboe, and you got to wonder, is Eric Steele just giving Goodboe the bottom here and saying, here's a carrot, come and chase it. Waste your tires a little bit, use them up. I'm going to give you the inside because I know I'm stronger on the outside. I'm going to open that door for you and dare you to try to make a move on that bottom side. Use your tires up a little bit more than you want to take this lead and give me the advantage down the run here, because it certainly seems that way, because Steele is in no rush to cover that bottom when it comes to Goodboe trying to make a move on it.
No, he's a guy who's got a lot of laps in the iRacing world, and He's got his bases covered here. I agree with you, Nick. He knows exactly what he's doing right now. He's just managing the race at this point, holding him off there and trying to keep that lead for as long as he can. As we're going to complete lap 65, even as they're racing side by side, Nick, these two have just driven away from third place Tony Quadros. Oh, and Steele kisses the wall that time, but holds on to the lead by inches.
Yeah, it's so easy when you run that top lane to get up into the wall off the corner. You see, he might have done it again there, and Goodboo is starting to gain a little bit of an advantage. He's poked the nose out in front just a little bit, got the car really wound up. These are momentum-based cars here for the late models here on iRacing. You can't put them in the wall and expect to contend with the guy who's running perfect circles down below you. Eric Steele's got to keep that car out of the wall, but it's really, I don't know, Michael, if it's affecting him all that much, because he just fights right back and now back to the top spot.
Yeah, Kyle Goodboo led the previous lap by a whisker, but that time it was the 46 of Steele putting the cat hair out front as they are closing in on the lap car of Gary Eldred. We'll see which lane Gary Eldred picks here. So far, lap cars have gotten very far out of the way, but this could decide the top spot. Though Eldred, though, way to the outside, gives the leaders the room.
Great fight for the lead here, and props to the lap car Gary Eldred for getting out of the way for the battle to continue side by side for dozens of laps here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and it's still Eric Steele out in front.
And Nick, just to follow up, I mentioned this before, but here's the data to prove it. Even as they're running side by side, Eric Steele and Kyle Goodboo are running 0.2 of a lap faster than your third place car, just clearly head and shoulders ahead of the pack right now.
Yeah, I mean, they've completely opened it up. It's almost a straightaway lead. You can see on your on the ticker there on the left side of the screen, it's a 4.3 second lead, and it's growing while these racers run side by side. So, I mean, I think we've established who the two dominant cars of the day are, but there's still a lot of laps to go here. We're getting closer and closer to crunch time, but I mean, the pace that's being put on by the 32 of the 17, or the 46 and the 17, I should say right now, is pretty incredible.
We're one lap away from halfway as they run, Nick, but also on the ticker, you can see a few drivers starting to shake and bake behind this side-by-side battle. Jake Grout up to the 6th spot in the 49, your number 2 point man. Ryan Kuhn now 8th. And Casey Beatty very quietly has worked his way into the top 10, now running 9th for the point leader, exactly where he needs to be to take home this season-long championship.
Oh, we got problems on the front stretch.
Straight away.
Ryan Kuhn's involved. Oh, Casey Beatty's involved.
My oh my, how the turntables at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Nick.
Oh my goodness, this was a multi-part wreck. Casey Beatty was involved in it here. So was Ryan Kuhn. I think Caden Fisher was in it.
Let's take a look at the replay, Nick. Oh, the 08 of Eldred gets in the wall while he's trying to get out of the way and comes right back down into the pack. Oh, no.
Oh, you just hate to see that. And Kuhn is in it. Wenzel, I believe that was Delphia or Grout, perhaps. And you see Beatty coming in, and Ricker just didn't stop up. Nobody stopped up, and Delphia and Ricker and Fisher all just plashed right into the 45. And we got a lot of cars on pit road here. There's going to be a lot of guys trying to fix damage, but there's going to be a lot of guys trying to take tires as well here. It's going to be a hectic caution, Mike.
Indeed, we are just past the halfway point, so a prime opportunity for a lot of these drivers. Tony Quadros on pit road, Jason Ricker on pit road, Ty Delphia, Caden Fisher, Justin Prescott, Beatty, JJ Goodboo, many others here on pit road. Of course, they've got to work fast because caution laps count. We got to hustle off pit road to avoid losing a lap, but Jake Grout did lose a lap before he got going on the racetrack, and Casey Beatty looks like he may have lost a lap here on pit road as well, Nick.
Casey Beatty is a lap down. He did not get out in time. Ricker and Grout and Kuhn are all going to avoid it. Kuhn is going to make his way back to pit road for further repairs, but Casey Beatty's run to the championship just got a little bit murky in car 45. And I don't
I'm
know.
looking over at the scores right now, Nick, and their pencils are already starting to smoke here as they anticipate the potential scenarios over these final 70 laps.
Yeah, you hate to see that incident there. As Eldred, he was trying to stay out of the way, Michael, and that's the tough part. He was trying to stay out of the way, but he ran out of racetrack, and he got met by a 2x2 battle. Um, on the outside of the track, and everybody just ran out of room. Like Eldred, we talked about it. He was giving these guys respect, but he came down hit the wall, came down the track. I don't know that they wouldn't have all crashed if he didn't hit the wall. And then
Yeah. But lights
everybody
are out on
piled
the
in.
pace car, Nick, and we are getting ready to go back racing in the GossCars.com Doug Hoar Memorial. Our top 2 point drivers now 1 lap down, a bunch of cars with fresh tires, but can any of them catch Eric Steele or Kyle Goodboe? Green flag is back out.
Green flag back in the air. Goodboe and Steele did not come to pit that time by, as Goodboe is going to take the lead. There's tank swapping down the backstretch, and now inverse order of how they were running. Goodboe top side and Steele down on the bottom. We'll see what happens with these two leaders as they try to run away and hide once again on lap number 80.
To quickly recap, Nick, by my count, there were 5 cars that did not pit under that caution. Kyle Goodboe, Eric Steele, the Mind Warp cars of Davis and Eldred, and the all-white 46/29 of Dylan Estrella were the cars that stayed out. Everybody else came down pit road for tires and or repairs. We're going to see now for those drivers who stayed out how well the tires hold up, and that could well influence whether they decide to come down pit road later on for their set on the ground.
Yeah, I think that this is going to, right now, it's not going to be a huge difference. But if we go green here for a while, then around lap 120, 110, 115, 120, I think we're really going to notice a difference. Maybe even earlier than that. But right now, I mean, the 17 and the 46 need to, and the 1 and the 13, all those guys that stayed out, they need to get away as fast as they can, build up a buffer between the guys that have fresh tires and themselves, and hope for a caution in the next, definitely the next 40 laps, preferably within the next 20 laps.
But that is that you do want it to go at least 20-25 laps, so you do have a little bit of a tire advantage, but again, not
Right.
so far that you either get lapped or just run out of time to come up through the field. As we're watching on the screen, the 17 of Goodboe has opened up a few car links, and the 1 of Kyler Davis, perhaps smelling blood in the water, Nick, with the top 2 point drivers a lap down, looking to the inside for the second spot.
Yeah, Davis looking for position number 2. We've seen how strong Steele is up on the top side. We'll see if he can continue that, but it looks like he's going to let Davis go. Just lets him go on by, and these guys are just going to work on putting down times right now, setting fast laps, and try their best to build some distance up. But you can see Justin Prescott, last week's winner, is in 5th place already on those fresh tires, and I mean he's not going anywhere. He is right with these guys. I think Justin Prescott, if this race goes green for a while, Prescott's going to be a problem.
To update you on the scenario, Nick, if Casey Beatty finishes 14th or better tonight, he clinches the championship no matter what anyone else does. He is currently in 15th spot, 1 lap down. So
And
the
he's the
door
first
is
car lap down.
open, even if only a crack, if somebody can take advantage here in the Doug Hoar Memorial.
Yeah, the problem is Casey's the first car a lap down, so he can't go up any further than where he is now, without somebody else crashing or him getting a lucky dog. So he's hoping. He's like, I want a caution and I want it right now, and I don't want to be in it, because right now he's sitting there a lap down. He's got to get himself back up into the end of the running here. Obviously, if he finishes 15th, he's still very likely going to be the champion, but he's got to make something happen here.
Oh,
And problem, Eric
Nick, the
Steele.
Yeah, I was starting to say we were seeing some great racing, but now Eric Steele was so strong there, but his car has not reacted well to having that heat cycle put on. Gets in the wall there, and he's in danger of falling out of the top 10 after leading the race for so long.
Yeah, Eric Steele starting to fall back here, thinking he would like to have some fresh tires on that 46 machine, but as 146 slides back, the other 46, or one of the other 46s, I should say, slides to the front. Justin Prescott up to fourth and now challenging Bob Eldred for the final spot on the podium.
Justin Prescott, the first driver on the track with 4 fresh tires, also been on pit road doing some work to repair that car from the early incident. But last week's winner is rolling in the GossCars.com machine, working over the 13 of Eldred. Takes a look on the back straightaway, has to settle in this time, but he's coming. And the 92 of JJ Goodboo, his brother's leading the race, but JJ has inserted himself into the mix as well in the 5th spot.
Yeah, JJ's had a great run here today in the 92. He's had a bit of a tumultuous season, Michael. I think we all remember when he flew out of the park at Thompson in the second race of the year. Hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for JJ Goodboo, but he is putting together a good run here. Currently P5 on lap number 95.
He's watching as Justin Prescott ducked to the inside again, but could not find the bite to get around the 13 of Eldred. The 1 of Davis, the 17 of Kyle Goodboo are starting to distance themselves from this battle. Justin Prescott knows he's got to go soon, but also not burn up the feel good too soon. We are approaching the 100 lap mark this race, Nick. We are officially getting into the later stages of this one, so the time to hustle is closing.
Yeah, and an important note here, Michael, the 14th place car, Nate Wenzel, has just gone a lap down and is now running slowly around the pit exit road here, down on the apron of the racetrack. You see the 3 car is heavily damaged, trying to keep that thing going, but he's way off the pace. This could be the break that Casey Beatty needs. He's still a ways back from the 03, about a straightaway behind as they run, but Wenzel is really running off the pace right now, and that car, I think that car's got problems with the suspension. It's all yawed out. I don't think that he's going to be able to keep pace to stay in front of Beatty, so that could be all Casey needs to go and lock up a championship.
Not surprising it's yawed out, Nick, considering he got hit in about 27 different places on the front straightaway. He is, to his credit, soldiering on and doing the best he can, but right now running well off the pace, just kind of a setting duck for everybody else on the speedway.
Yeah, it got damage to the left front there. You can see the right front's kind of put out over the tire. Oh, look at the left rear wheel on that thing, Michael. Oh my goodness. that car can't be very much fun to drive, and it can't be easy to drive. So I think Nate Wenzel's doing a great job, all things considered. Some crazy damage on that automobile, but yeah, the left rear tire just completely out of sorts on that 03 machine. And Casey Beatty, he's catching up to him here, running him down at this point in the race. And Michael, we talked about Eric Steele, who's having such a great race. I think Steele is just trying to come to pit road. The tires, I think, are shot on the 46 car. He's back in 12th, just missed the pit entrance of the 46 car. We'll see if he can bring it back around here and get it down pit road successfully. Here he comes. He's going to try to get it wound down. The tires are so off of that car that he can't even get it slowed down and turned down to pit road. So tough break for Eric Steele. He's going to go a lap down, maybe 2 or 3 laps down here, depending on how fast Kyle Goodboo's getting around him here. But Goodboo's still out in front with Davis and Eldred second and third. Justin Prescott has settled into fourth, but the advantage kind of has gone away for the time being. Prescott maybe just riding a little bit here on lap 104, but we're getting to that point where those 3 cars in front of him that have not yet come to pit road, their tires are going to be screaming to him at this point.
Well, Nick, as we just drove past the spun around number 18 of Caden Fisher, and that is going to bring out the caution flag everyone was looking for.
That is a huge break for these leaders. I mean, this is exactly about the time that you wanted to see that caution. It's what, 26 laps after everybody else came to pit road for tires. So we're going to see Goodboo, we're going to see Davis, we're going to see Eldred, and everybody else that hasn't taken their set of tires come down pit road here. Justin Prescott should come out of this with the lead. You see problems for Fisher there. That car is similarly damaged to Wenzel, just completely torn up there from the tropical storm.
Yeah.
Got a rough
Just
year here on IACT.
went way high, and then the gentle slide down the track. And as you predicted, Nick, here they come. Kyle Goodboo, Kyler Davis, Bob Eldred. Ryan Kuhn is back on pit road in the 72. And the white 46, Dylan Estrella. Others on pit road include Dave Weir, Fisher, the 23 of Tony Quadros, who was not able to take advantage of those tires and faded. Jason Ricker, 49 of Grout on pit road as well. So very, very busy pit road here with 40 laps until the finish.
You know who just completely loses all of their luck from this one is the 32 or the 46 of Eric Steele. I mean, couple laps before the caution flag comes out, he came down pit road. He's now 3 laps down. Just tough break there. So watching the exit of pit road here, it looks like Kuhn and Ricker are going to get away. Jake Grout is not going to get off of pit road in time. Going to fall a lap down, and Casey Beatty's going to make his way back down pit side as well here. Perhaps try to fix up some of that damage.
Well, Casey Beatty also got the free pass on this caution as the first car 1 lap down, so he is back on the lead lap. Unofficially was scored in the 12th position, and back on the lead lap. Going to take a quick look at that, see if he can make any more repairs here for the final sprint.
Absolutely. And this field is going to get shaken up just a little bit here. I think, Michael, we got a lot of cars that have already come down pit road. Let's see, it looks like it's going to be a 5-car buffer going back to Aaron Maynard in the 07, running in 5th. This is going to be interesting. Goodboo's going to have to pass some cars here, and he's going to have Davis and Eldred right behind him. Tony Quadros, Ryan Kuhn back there. It's going to be an interesting little fight to the finish here as we get down to it. There's not a lot of laps left in this race. We're getting right down to the closing portion of it. It's going to be Prescott and JJ Goodboo bringing us to green.
Prescott, your leader, chooses the outside of the 92 of JJ Goodboo. Brock Rouse, Ty Delphia, and the wild man Aaron Maynard take the green. It's Prescott away with it on the outside. 3 wide behind him is Quadros to the inside.
Quadros trying to make a move. He's running the top 5 for a lot of this race. Can't make it happen. But watch out for the 17. Goodboo hustling the high side. He's up to 4th. Now going for 3rd on the outside of the racetrack.
It's a Goodboo party now in the 2nd and 3rd position. JJ in 2nd. Kyle in 3rd. Whoa, Maynard all crossways behind him, but gets it sorted out. Here comes Kyle Goodboo to the inside, trying to pass his brother for the number 2 spot.
Oh, Maynard's around. Hard on the wall goes Aaron Maynard. The field scatters behind
him. Oh, and he got clobbered. I couldn't see who, but he absolutely got nailed after hitting the wall.
I think Estrella might have gotten him. Or no, Casey Beatty got into him. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
Beatty's got heavy damage here. Beatty's going to have to bring the car to pit road. Let's see. See Bert Duffy there with the poke.
Oh. Washed up the track, then got a little help.
You can see Eric Steele get by there. Beatty had sparks coming out from underneath that car, so I don't know.
Oh, and Maynard. Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Beatty all 4 tires off the ground.
Casey Beatty thought he had gotten a great break to get on the lead lap, but instead
wow, you can see the right front tire of the the 45 just sliding right off the car. Crazy stuff.
Oh, and yet another twist in this championship battle for the GossCars.com IACT series. You can see Casey Beatty on pit road. Those sparks might not be a quick fix. Remember, folks, if you're watching IACT for the first time, there are no fast repairs in this series. You just got to wait for them to fix the damage. And with caution laps counting here, as you see the 18 of Fisher get the free pass, the championship getting rattled around again here with just over 30 laps to go.
Things are getting wild here in the IACT Championship. It's going to be Justin Prescott and Kyle Goodboe. And Kyle Goodboe in that little 4 or 5 lap run there just completely changed the way this race is going to be finished here. Because he's now got the tire advantage over Justin Prescott. There's a 5-car buffer. It's gone. Casey Beatty's got a second lap down here as we keep an eye on the championship. There's a lot going on here, Michael. We got $250 going to the winner tonight, deciding the champion. A lot on the line, and with your championship leader now on pit road for the second time today, has a lot of damage to repair. He's currently back to 16th spot on the racetrack, and the pace car coming off turn 4 here again. Might be possible to see Casey Beatty go 3 laps down right here.
You said he's in 16th spot, Nick, with this 46 Justin Prescott leading. It's time to start thinking about if the race ended now. If the race ended now, Nick, they'd be tied for the championship. Just like Casey Beatty and Ryan Kuhn were last year. But Kyle Goodboe, if he's able to get the lead here, then Justin Prescott's going to need Casey to lose a few more spots. Still a lot of words to be put to the page here, as there will be 30 laps to go when we go racing.
Yeah, and if Prescott wins this too, he'll have the tiebreaker with more wins.
But first, he's got to win it. Kyle Goodboe has been very strong. He's got fresher tires. Let's see what happens here, Nick. They are coming towards the green.
Green flag back in the air. Casey Beatty still on pit road, losing positions and precious time as he tries to win his second IACT championship. It's Justin Prescott with the jump down the back straightaway. He's out in front on lap 117.
Kyle Goodboe trailing him, and Ty Delphia, he was involved in a crash earlier. The 13D is now in the final spot on the podium here. Those three looking to draw away as they go side by side behind him. You see Davis and Rouse duking it out for position.
Beatty has now officially dropped to 17th position on the racetrack. He is in 17th. I don't think he can go much farther. David Weir is 13 laps down, so Beatty's would have to lose another 8 laps. And we have a caution flag. Eric Steele's around. This is going to be helpful for the 45 of Beatty on pit road. It's going to limit how many laps he loses. Bert Duffy in 11th and Eric Steele in 15th involved in this wreck. Let's take a look at the replay.
You see the 46 get in the wall in the front straightaway, and then the 75 gets into the back of him in turn 1 and 2. A little close quarters racing, and things go bad, from bad to worse for Eric Steele, but not as bad as they are right now, Nick, for Casey Beatty. As they run, with Beatty having dropped to the 17th spot, if Justin Prescott wins this race, he would win the title by 2 points. But again, if Kyle Goodboe can find a way around him, that would put Beatty back on front as long as he can get out without losing any more spots. So 26 laps to go, and it could literally change lap by lap here in the championship fight.
Absolutely. This is going to be an exciting finish to the IACT season. Casey Beatty in 17th right now, 7 laps down. Justin Prescott trying to make a incredible comeback to win the championship. As of right now, we believe, according to our unofficial calculations, he would have to win the race in order to win the title. And how sweet would that be for Justin Prescott, throwing it back to his grandfather, Doug Hoar, in the 46 machine with Kyle Goodboe right there. It's a repeat of what we saw last week late in the going. We had Goodboe in second and Prescott in the lead. And how about Kyle Goodboe? He's finished second each of the last 2 weeks on IACT. He's led so many laps over the last couple of weeks, but just hasn't been able to find the extra gear to win one of these races. And now here he is, another opportunity to come out and win a race. He's not in the points. He just is here to win. Last 2 weeks, he's come up just short. And now with another opportunity to maybe steal a championship away from Justin Prescott.
and $251 bills on the line as well as he can find a way around the 46. Couple of quick procedural updates as we get ready to go back racing. Nick 75 Burt Duffy was sent to the rear for the restart for the incident that brought it out, and the white 46 of Dylan Estrella gets the free pass on that caution. But the thing that matters is the race for the win and what may well be the championship. 46 Prescott again chooses the outside. Kyle Goodboo on the inside line. They are coming to the green.
Casey Beatty still pit side in the 45, and we've talked about you can really only lose one more spot with David Weir gaining on him here. Prescott down the back straightaway tries to clear himself past the 17. Doesn't work. Goodboo trying to keep the nose in there. Prescott's going to clear him off of turn 4. Justin Prescott back to the lead.
Prescott has to know the stakes right now, not just the win, but the chance to get a championship after coming into tonight 38 points behind. He is going to be scratching and clawing for everything he's got with the 17 of Goodboo filling up the view mirror, and behind him they're fighting hard for the third spot as well. The 13 of Delphia trying to hold off JJ Goodboo and Kyler Davis.
Kyle Goodboo is going to make another charge for the lead. Big slide from the 17. Prescott in the 46 tries to survive it on the outside. They're door to door going down the front straightaway, back into the corner. Goodboo trying to arm wrestle Prescott for the race lead as they go down the back.
It's all come down to this. 20 laps to go. It'll be 19 to go at the line. The 46 of Prescott, the 17 of Goodboo. It was Goodboo by a radiator cap at the line for the lead. Prescott trying to hold on to the outside, but it's Goodboo almost clear. Caution flag is out.
Caution is out. Tony Quadros has spun on the front straightaway with Burt Duffy. And the yellow flag waves again for the 7th time tonight. Quadros hitting the wall there on the inside, trying to get that car pulled away. We'll take a look here at what happens. Caden Fisher's right there. Just gets into the back of Quadros and around he goes. And Burt Duffy goes sliding in. Dave Weir involved. Dylan Estrella and Aaron Maynard all involved in that one. Down to just 9 cars on the lead lap here, Michael, with just a handful of laps to go. Take a look. I believe this is riding on board with Aaron Maynard. Yes, in the 07. We'll see this wreck develop in front of him.
It's a little bit of a shot there, but other relatively unscathed there for the 07. And now we're getting ready to re-rack, Nick, and try again. And going to give you the latest update on the championship battle. Casey Beatty has lost the additional spot to 18th. I don't believe he can fall any further, although we will have to double check on that. Actually, he can fall further because Jake Grout has made it back onto the track after extensive repairs. So it is possible that Casey Beatty could fall to 19th on the grid. And here's
got 12 laps. Yep.
Here's something to think about, Nick. Let's say Casey Beatty falls to that 19th spot. If Justin Prescott wins the race, he would win the championship. But if my math is mathing correctly, even if Casey falls to 19th, if Justin Prescott falls to 2nd, I'm going to have to double check this, but I believe Beatty would still hold on to win it.
It would be close. It would be very close.
Very close.
It's the point advantage that you get from first place to second place. Those 7 points are everything here.
Okay, I'm doing some math right now, Nick. If my math is correct, it's 68 points for 2nd, 34 for 19th. So if Prescott finishes 2nd here and Beatty loses that spot to 19th, Beatty would win it by 1 point.
Oh my goodness. You can't script this stuff.
So it is literally right now, if Justin Prescott wins the race, he wins the title. If he doesn't win the race, Casey Beatty barely hangs on.
Green flag is out. We're back to racing with a championship on the line. Goodboo on the outside trying to play spoiler. Justin Prescott trying to play hero in the 46. They nearly come together, and Goodboo takes the spot, headed for turn 3.
Kyle Goodboo with the fresher tires. They've got a couple of cycles on him. Can Justin Prescott find anything left in that 46 machine and run him back down? 17 Goodboo opens up a car link there, but you know that whatever Justin Prescott has to give, he is going to be giving it as they come to 12 laps to go.
Prescott trying to stay in touch, trying to stay close enough to where he can make a move in the closing laps. Lead is at about a quarter of a second. You can see the lap times up in the top left corner of your screen. Goodboo slightly faster on an 18:58 to an 18:63 that time by. Coming to 11 laps to go. We'll see what it looks like. A 61 to a 64. Goodboo again slightly faster. Prescott's going to have to pick it up if he wants the title.
And behind him, the 72 Ryan Kuhn on the inside for the third spot, trying to take it away from Ty Delphia. Delphia trying desperately to hold on for a spot on the podium, but Ryan Kuhn got knocked out of title contention last week, but doing his best to come back. And actually, Nick, if he wins this race, I'd have to double check my math, but it's possible Kuhn could steal this championship as well after everything he's been through.
It's been a wild day for Ryan Kuhn. As you see Goodboo continuing to put up the better times on the left side of your screen. A 68 to a 70 there. But look at Kuhn, a 65 that time by. Coming to 8 laps to go. And the 72, he's not out of this yet. Ryan Kuhn could be a 2-time champion.
Ryan Kuhn, though, first has got to get around the 46 of Prescott. Two drivers trying to do what seemed like impossible coming into this feature event and steal the title. 17 Goodboo, though, opening up that gap just a little bit as here comes the 72 of Kuhn to the inside of Prescott for the runner-up position.
Kuhn continuing to run faster laps. Prescott fading in the 46, running slower and slower laps. The older tires is not going to allow Justin Prescott to have a shot at this, I don't think. Ryan Kuhn, though, is going to try to give it everything he's got. Coming to the flag here, a 74 to Prescott, 76 to Kuhn, 79. So a good run for Prescott there, but he still needs to be faster to catch the 17. Coming to 5 laps to go.
It's all come down to this. 5 to go. The 17 of Goodboo pulling away. The 72 of Kuhn to the inside of the 46 Prescott for the runner-up position. Kuhn's got to clear him fast if he wants a shot at the win and maybe the championship. Prescott knows this is his last gasp, though, on the outside. Kuhn with the nose up into turn 1.
Ryan Kuhn will take over second. But now, can he clear Justin Prescott? Does he have enough time to run down the 17? Time running short here at Nashville Fairgrounds. They're coming to 3 laps to go, and Goodboo has opened up the advantage.
Flat car dead ahead. They're swinging, trying to get 3 wide. Prescott's going to set the pick on the 46 of Steel. Kuhn has to drop back to third, and here comes Delphia to the inside, trying to get the podium spot back. 2 to go at the line.
2 more laps around. Kyle Goodboo, car number 17. Justin Prescott, 46. Kuhn is back to third. Coming around to get the white flag. The championship leader is Beatty. He is on pit road. He has not lost the position to the 49 of Grout. Beatty still in 18th. Justin Prescott will have to win if he wants to do it, but he's too far back. Kyle Goodboo, 2 races in a row. He's been the bridesmaid with second place finishes. Tonight, he's going to get it done. $250 to Kyle Goodboo. He wins the Doug Hoar Memorial, and Casey Beatty is a 2-time IACT champion.
46 Prescott barely holds off the late charge from Kuhn for third. What a race. We will get the calculators out and make absolutely sure, but unofficially, 45 of Casey Beatty, despite that late wreck, is going to be your champion here in the IACT Winter Warm-Up Series for 2026?
We will let Michael do his final calculations here and make sure that we have the champion correctly. For the second straight year, the IACT champion has been decided by less than 10 points, and it might be less than 5. We're going to see what the final tally looks like. But Jake Grout did not pass Casey Beatty in the closing lap, so Beatty gets credit for 18th. And with that, Justin Prescott unable to win the race, Ryan Kuhn unable to win the race. We are 99% sure that it is Beatty, but we're doing our final checks here before we get our victors into the broadcast booth.
Okay, looking at our ticker here, it does look like Jake Grout did get the 18th spot on the final lap, Nick.
Okay.
So, I mean, Casey Beatty gets 34 points for finishing 19th. That brings him to 342. Justin Prescott gets 68 points for finishing third. That gives him 341.
Oh my goodness.
And Ryan Kuhn, for good measure, ends up with 336 after finishing third.
So for the second consecutive year, the IACT champion is decided by a single point.
It literally 2 straight years, Nick, where it could not be any closer.
Unbelievable. Let's bring them in here. We are going to start with our IACT champion, Casey Beatty. Last year, you lose the championship on a tiebreaker. This year, you win it by a point while sitting on pit road and hoping and praying that nobody else is able to get a win other than Kyle Goodboe. But you, sir, are a two-time IACT champion. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really unfortunate our race went this way. We were super fast there, just riding early, and finally started to make some time up and drive our way through the field, and just got caught up in a wreck, and it destroyed the car, and then we got back on the lead lap, and unfortunately got caught up in another wreck.
Yeah, Nick. Well, yeah, I mean, Casey, obviously things rarely go exactly as you hope they will. This one took some pretty bad turns. What is it like as a driver knowing that you literally have your no control over the outcome and you just kind of have to hope that things fall your way?
Yeah, you hope everybody does it right in the end. And just I was just praying for people to get by Justin there at the end. I saw he had damage, and was just hoping he didn't win. He was really fast there throughout the whole race, and just unfortunately, I think I don't quite know what happened, but Kyle was able to get by him, and I was sitting here just crossing my fingers, hoping no yellows came out or nothing happened.
Well, Casey, congratulations from all of us here on a second champion, the first driver to ever win 2 of the IACT Winter Warm-Up Series championships. So congratulations, and we'll see you when the snow melts and it's back to real racing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it more than anything right now.
There is our 2026 IACT champion, Casey Beatty. And now we'll move on to the winner of the $250 to win Doug Hoar Memorial 146, Kyle Goodboe. Kyle, we said on the last lap, twice in a row you were the bridesmaid, but I think if you got to choose to be the bride for one of these last 3 races, you'd probably choose this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy I didn't finish second. Thought it was going to happen because, I don't know, it always somehow, some way happens. But, we had a good run, able to come out on top tonight.
Now, obviously, strategy was a little bit of a thing in this race. Caution just past the halfway. You were one of a handful of drivers that stayed out. Obviously, you had a fast car, so why did you choose that off-sequence strategy?
I just felt at that point in the race we were still pretty good. And usually when your tires get worn out, your crew chief's yelling at you that your tires are wearing down, pulling the pits. But I didn't get that until the caution after. So figured I was in a good spot and just didn't know if I was going to have enough tire at the end of the race for like a late race restart like we had. So I figured the guys pitting on the caution that I pitted on would have been there and gotten around me. So I'm happy I pitted when I did and able to come out on top.
Well, Kyle, congratulations on a great run. Good to finally see you win one of these things. It's been well deserved. I think when we go back and look at it, you'll have led the most laps in IACT in 2026. But a good consolation to win the most prestigious race here to wrap up the season.
Yeah, it was a good night. Thanks you guys for doing all you do, and Justin and everybody at the Goss Cars that put this whole deal on.
All right, we will now move on. Congratulations to Kyle. We'll move on to our second place finisher, both in the race and in the points here tonight. Justin Prescott. It was right there, and it just didn't work out for you in this race here tonight. But the last 2 weeks, we saw you really come out of nowhere to be in this championship battle, and you end up 1 spot short in the race and 1 point short in the championship.
Is that what it was? Was 1 point? I had no idea. Well, that sucks. But anyway, yeah, it was a interesting. Obviously, starting out back, we got some damage real early there, and then I was trying to just save, and as Kyle was talking about the crew chief thing, I didn't know. I don't play this enough to know like what that meant, and the crew chief was yelling at me, so I pitted on that first caution. I didn't realize that I still had 50% of my tire left. I thought it meant like 20. So I probably would have stayed out too, but yeah, I gave it all I had, but I couldn't hold them off there at the end. I had just used up too much tire at that point, but it is what it is. But wow, 1 point, man, that sucks.
Yeah, I think congratulations is the right word for that one, Justin, when it comes down to that. And then just if you could just take us through the battle late in the race. Obviously, you chose the outside in a couple of restarts there. Was there anything else that think you could have made it, if it could have happened, you would have been able to hold the 17 off, or did you just have too much there at the end?
Like I said, I just used up too much. I mean, the outside's the preferred, you can just carry that momentum and usually hold the guy off on the bottom, but I just used too much up at that point. It was one of those things, I was thinking back to last week, if we ran long, I knew the guys in front of me were going to have trouble. So I didn't want to push too hard, but I also didn't want it to run green for the rest of the race and then not be able to catch them. So I was trying to just choose, and apparently I chose wrong, but that's all right. I had a bunch of fun, and just want to say thanks to you guys, everything you did all year. Fantastic job. RKM Setup Shop, everything they did for us. They gave us great setups all year. Gosscars.com, all our sponsors, Hideaway by the Bay, Whittemore's, Wits Automotive, Fast One Motorsports, everybody that helped put this on this year. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to keeping it going.
Well, Justin, congratulations on a great season, and even though you came up just short, it was a great year. So congratulations, and we will see you when the actual rubber hits the road here in just a couple of months. On to our third place finisher here tonight and in the championship, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan, you made a huge run here at the end of this race. The race obviously I don't think went exactly as you were hoping it would, but there you were in the closing stages, making a real run at it, and the championship window kind of opened back up for you there for a second. I think with our unofficial calculations, we found that both you and Justin were in position where if you won the race, you would have won the championship. But all things considered, it was a bit of an up and down season compared to your championship year last year. I think you got to be feeling pretty happy with coming out of here third place in the race and overall in the standings.
Yeah, not bad. I think we're 4 for 4 of just getting caught up in wrecks that have just fallen right in my lap. So that's unfortunate. Um, yeah, it definitely wasn't the season I'd hoped for. We go from 2 wins to do 2 DNFs to a third tonight after getting wrecked again, pretty much. So, um, Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I feel like I just get caught up in the crap all these races. We got lucky at Wilkes-Barre. We didn't have it too much damage, but obviously Thompson with good bout, um, getting wrecked a couple times, and Sobo just I got wrecked. I think I don't know 10, 12 times. Um, and then here we got caught up in that other wreck again. So we were able to get the damage fixed, and the car was actually really good. Right at the end there, after we put the tires on, got around, took a little bit to get around a couple of them guys, and um, I felt really good at the end. I thought we could have had another restart, and I could have got Kyle, but um, no, it is what it is. We got third in the race, third in the points. I guess I'll take it, and then we'll go on to the next one.
So Ryan, what is it like as a driver when you got a fast car, you know you're competitive, but trouble keeps finding you. What do you do as a driver to keep yourself mentally in the game and focused and be able to overcome all that and still give yourself a shot like you did?
Yeah, just knowing you got the speed. Um, you just it's just instinct. Honestly, you just gotta keep in a rhythm, and do the best you can with what you got. So it's same thing as real life. When you ain't got the best car, you just gotta do the best you can with what you got. And some days they go good, and some days they go bad. We unfortunately had more bad ones than good ones. So and honestly, kind of mimicked my 2025 season in real life. So I'm hoping to put everything aside, focus on the real world racing, because I'm feeling really good about this year with our cars. We've really updated, trying to really update our programs. We got one car ready to go for Loudon, and we're gonna acquire a Dale Shaw car of some sort at some point, and um, hopefully go kick some ass with that car. And I'm beyond thankful for all the opportunities that I've gotten throughout the years. So we're really gonna focus on the real world side of things now, and put our best foot forward.
Well, that's great, Ryan Kuhn. We look forward to seeing you throughout the 2026 racing season. Best of luck and congratulations on a great run tonight and this season in IACT.
Thank you guys,
Well,
appreciate it.
everybody, that wraps up year number 4 of IACT. What a year it was! A ton of great racing, and Michael, 3 really memorable races to wrap up the season after a little bit of a bumpy start. But the last 3 races here of the year were just sublime.
You literally could not ask for anything more. And if you heard a little bit of clicking in the background, it was because we were making 1,000% sure of what the points were. Because I mean, when it's that close, Nick, you got to double check and you got to triple check. But that's a great problem to have, and just two straight years where you literally could not script this GossCars.com IACT winter warm up any better, and already got me excited for getting on the real asphalt in a couple of weeks, couple to few weeks depending on your series, and for next year's winter warm up as well.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, last year with the finish down to the line with Logan Powers and Casey Beatty and Ryan Kuhn, all kind of coming down to 1 point of each other to win the championship. And then this year, another 1 point difference between Casey Beatty and Justin Prescott, and the opportunity that was there for Prescott to win the race and the championship. And if he doesn't, it was like an all or nothing situation. It was Beatty just sat on pit road helplessly. I mean, you felt for the 45, but my goodness, I mean, if your heart wasn't pumping watching that, I don't know if if you're a race fan.
Oh,
Even the
you mu-
virtual cars can get it can get the adrenaline going with a championship battle as good as that one.
Nick, if your heart wasn't pumping, you might want to check your pulse. You might want to go
Yeah.
visit urgent care. I will just clarify, we are still confirming whether Jake Grout did get by Casey Beatty for position on the final lap. Ultimately, that would be the difference between whether Beatty won the championship by 1 point or by 3 points. But either way, just incredibly close down to the end. Really thankful for everybody who took part in this series, everyone behind the scenes, all the sponsors, all the drivers who participated, and all the fans who watched every week. Without fans watching, we don't have a series, and we're really thankful to all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to shout out the entire IACT staff from Race Control with Jonathan Laterno and Aaron Maynard, to you, Michael, in the broadcast booth, to Matt Smith, who is the most valuable addition IACT could ever ask for this year by help coming in and helping spruce up the broadcast that was really in a state of disrepair last season. I mean, talk about a 0 to 100 changeover with our broadcast. It was very professionally done, and Matt was a great addition to the team this year. Justin Prescott, who helps kind of run the entire ship and sell all the sponsorship and organize this whole deal every season. Um, it's it's been truly a great year, and we can't wait for next year. So we will see everyone at the real racetrack here in just what six short weeks at this point. Loudon's coming up fast, and there's race cars before that too. But we're getting right to it here, Michael. But yeah, great year, and thanks to everybody that played a part in this. And we will see you next year. So from Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, I'm Nick Mumley signing off for the final event of the 2026 season. Good night, everybody.